Okay, Bill. You're good to go.
You're on.
Thank you. Good afternoon. This hearing is being held in the Chesapeake Building, 41770 Baldridge Street, Leonardtown, Maryland. It is 12 p.m. I am William Hunt, Director of the Department of Land Use and Growth Management. The Planning Director has been delegated the authority to hear administrative variances in certain circumstances. Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance Section 22.5, Administrative Variances, 25B, Critical Area Standards for Impervious Surface Cover, Buffer Encroachment, or Disturbance of Steep Slopes are the kinds of cases that I can hear. This is a public hearing. Nearby property owners have been notified. Any member of the public can comment on the case. Participating today are Neil Murphy, Deputy County Attorney, Harry Knight, Deputy Director, Stacy Clements, Planner 3, and Sherry Young is in the Savage Conference Room to answer the phone if any members of the public call in. Amy Carter is running the audio and visual. These hearings are televised. The process today will be that there will be a staff report which will be given by Ms. Clements. After that, the applicant will be asked to present the case. Anyone speaking on the case is required to take an oath to tell the truth. After that presentation, I will ask questions, and after that, I will open up the case for public testimony. Speakers will have up to 5 minutes for comments or questions. Public testimony is to be directed to me and not to the applicant. If there is public testimony, the applicant will be able to respond to the testimony. After that, I will make the decision. The applicant has the burden of proof and the burden of persuasion to overcome the presumption that the variance application does not conform with the general purpose and intent of the critical area regulations. I must make a written report and send it to the Critical Area Commission on the case. A decision to approve must be based on competent and substantial evidence. The evidence must be provided by the applicant. In particular, the applicant has to establish that there is an unwarranted hardship. An unwarranted hardship means that without a variance, the applicant would be denied a use of the property that is both significant and reasonable. I will use some of the materials presented today to support my decision. This can include the applicant's standards letter, the staff report, and all or part of the applicant's presentation. Approval of a variance today is not approval of a site plan, a building permit, a planting plan, approval from any other agency, or any other approval. The Critical Area Commission has standing to appeal the decision. The Critical Area Commission has 30 days to file a petition for judicial review in circuit court. All of the materials submitted for the case to be heard today are in board docs. Ms. Clements will provide directions on how to reach the case on board docs.
Okay. Good afternoon, Bill. One would have to navigate to the St. Mary's County website, which is located at stmarysmd.com. Along the ribbon, top ribbon here, you will notice a tab for board docs. You would load the board docs and look for today's meeting, which would be the admin meeting right here at the center bottom. Once you navigate there, you can view the agenda by pressing on the icon for view the agenda in the center bottom. Once that is pressed, you can locate all of the public hearing information under number 4 on the left-hand side, and this will give you all the exhibits and their attachments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone who will be making any comments about this case must be sworn in. So if anybody who's going to make comments would raise their right hand and be ready to take the oath, I'll get everybody all at once. Do you solemnly state, under penalty of perjury, that the evidence you provide in this case will be the truth?
I do.
I do.
Very good. With that, Ms. Clements, will you go ahead with the staff presentation, please?
What? Okay. Give me a moment. I'll load her up. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Hunt. Today we're here to hear VAAP 21-1585, the Long property. They are requesting a variance from section 71.8.3 to disturb the critical area buffer to construct an addition. The property, a local ad was printed and posted in the local newspaper, Southern Maryland News, on December 31st, 2021, and January 7th, 2022. The applicant also posted the property and sent notifications to neighbors within 200 feet on or before January 4th, 2022. The property owner is Maurice Long, Jr. It is located at 16660 Piney Point Road in Piney Point. The land use is Rural Preservation District. The overlay is LDA, or Limited Development Area. The property consists of 38,728 square feet. Currently on the property is a single-family dwelling with an adjacent attached garage. Here we have the property located just on the north end of St. George's Island. It is located within the rural preservations, and the surrounding properties are also within the RPD. This map depicts the existing conditions on the property. Here we have the existing home and the detached garage. They are proposing a carport with a second-level addition over existing concrete driveway. The Soil Conservation and Stormwater have issued exemptions due to less than 5,000 square feet of disturbance. The Health Department approved it on September 27, 2021, and the Critical Area Commission has provided a letter. This is a map depicting the 100-foot buffer along with the hydric soils associated with the property, which would expand the buffer to include the entire property. Here is a copy of the site plan. On the next slide is the detail. This is currently the existing house and the existing detached garage. And we have an existing concrete in between them. What the applicant is proposing to do is put a carport in over this existing concrete and add an addition above it. The mitigation buffer management plan will be provided prior to the approval for the issuance of a building permit, and the standards for granting a variance in the critical area. Would you like to go over this right now or wait till after discussion?
Let's wait till later.
Okay. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Who's going to make the presentation for the applicant?
Steve Vaughn.
Very good. If you come and to a microphone and give your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve Vaughn with Little Silencers Rest, 41650 Courthouse Drive, Leonardtown, Maryland.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, as Ms. Clements stated earlier, we are asking for a variance for the disturbance of the 100-foot critical area buffer for the Longs property on Piney Point Road. Next slide, please. This is just an overview of where the property is located on St. George's Island. And here are a few photos of the site. This is the front of the house looking at it from the driveway. Next slide, please. This is the water side of the house on the showing the house, and you can also see the detached garage as well over there. And what we're proposing is to connect those two structures with an addition. And here's a better shot of it. What we're asking to do is put an addition on the second floor between those two structures up against where the deck that connects them together. And here's a shot of the existing concrete pad that is in between the two structures. And the proposed addition will be directly above that, so no new lot coverage. And it's just another shot of the concrete pad between the house and the detached garage. This is a shot of the shoreline of the property. I believe the existing house and the existing garage were built in the 90s, and the erosion and things like that have happened, so the 100-foot buffer has moved a little bit since the house was originally built. This is just a aerial view of the site and our site plan. So as discussed with the pictures, we are proposing an addition between the two structures over top of the existing concrete. The construction will be, as far as a disturbance to the soils, it'll be minimal because it is on the second floor, and we're going to be, doing the addition onto the second floor. All right, and this is just a detail of that area. As you can see, we're proposing our addition above the existing concrete and without any new lot coverage or disturbance to the soil, just to the concrete. I'd just like to generally just go over the standards just a little bit here. The special conditions or circumstances that exist particular to this land, and for the reason for the hardship, I believe is because the 100-foot buffer has changed due to the erosion of the shoreline, and it has increased the 100-foot buffer into that footprint. And also we are minimizing the disturbance since we are building the addition over existing lot coverage. Let's see. This parcel has been in existence prior to the adoption of the critical area regulations in the county. So the parcel was created prior to the critical area regulations. Let's see. The rest of the property is also encumbered by the expanded critical area buffer. We do have a small portion of the addition that's within the 100-foot buffer, and the rest of the addition lies within the expanded buffer. And after that, I guess I'll leave it to you for any questions that you have, sir.
I don't have any questions.
Could you go back to the site plan detail?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Vaughn, there's two small protrusions from the basic shape.
Yes.
What are those?
So those are for the piers for construction.
Okay, so structural support.
Yes, sir.
Very good. The table on the site plan describes new lot coverage, yet if you could go back to that detail. I appreciate you were going to go to the table, but I don't see any new lot coverage So is that perhaps just a typo in the table?
That could be a typo.
The table described it as, walk/pad. But it would appear that any proposed walk/pad is going to be on
Yes.
top of existing lot coverage.
That's correct. I believe it was a typo. We had a different version of this plan, and I must have forgotten to take it off the table, but we'll correct that.
Yeah, acknowledged. This is, I think, the third version of the plan. There was additional disturbance proposed earlier, but the applicant worked with the department to minimize disturbance in the buffer.
With that, Ms. Clements, will you see if we have anyone calling in?
Okay.
Administrative variance.
Yes, Ms. Young, do we have any callers?
We do not have any callers at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anyone in the audience who has not spoken like to speak on this case? Hearing none, then I'll close public testimony. I'm granting your variance based on your letter addressing the standards, especially your reply to the first criterion labeled A. The special conditions or circumstances exist that are peculiar to the land or structure involved, and that strict enforcement of the critical area provisions of this ordinance would result in unwarranted hardship. In support of my decision, I'm including the standards letter and Exhibit 4 applicant presentation, which includes photographs of the existing conditions and the site plan. So, in the matter of VAAP number 21-1585, having made a finding that the standards for granting a variance and the objectives of Section 24.4 of the St. Mary's County Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance have been met, I approve the variance request from Section 71.8.3 to disturb the critical area buffer to construct an addition to an existing house. And with that, the case is concluded.
Thank you very much.
No.